You got it. Okay, so click and go on air. Okay, we got our open going. And how long is the first, what's our first break?
Oh, us.
2-minute break.
Sorry,
We
Tony.
have not been following that, so that's all right.
Okay, I'll plan on 2.
Yeah.
That anymore.
On in 3, 2, 1.
And welcome to the Centralia College pregame show brought to you by the Welding Training Program. Trade jobs are in high demand, especially for welders. If you're interested in the high-paying career of a welder, visit centralia.edu and blaze your trail at Centralia College. Tony Dively here, along with Danny DeBach and Josh Kaiser, as we get set for the last game of day 1 at the Tacoma Dome, the Woodshed. And it is the Richland Bombers taking on the defending state champion, Woodinville Falcons. Woodinville got upset in the regional by Emerald Ridge, and that is why they are playing for their season right now, as it was a big win by the Jaguars from Emerald Ridge, 67-58. To send Woodinville into this and a potential 1-2 matchup in the next round with the Camas Papermakers. For Richland, how they got here, they survived a win over Olympia, the 16 seed, a 49-39 win at Richland High School, and that ended up being the win to send Richland to the Dome. And now Richland trying to play spoiler against Woodinville and sending Woodinville home early. This would be a shock of shocks. Woodinville had one loss going into that regional. They lost to Linden Christian, a 1A team, but a incredibly good 1A team. That was a 10-point loss, 83-73.
I saw Linwood Christian last week, and boy, they beat up on Bellevue Christian 65-16. So all that to say, yeah, no, make no mistake. Linden Christian, even though it's a 1A defeat, not a bad loss at all. Winning by 10 was Linden Christian. But the story for Woodinville, this is clearly one of the best teams in the 4A tournament. And ignore what you saw from the Emerald Ridge game, especially. It's just simply one game. And simply the story is, well, now that the regional tournament's over, now it's do or die. Woodinville, they're playing against a Richland Bombers team. On paper, you would expect a victory. We have seen the 9-1 upsets with the 1 seed losing to the 8 and 9 seed. So, but the main story here for Woodinville, they're a team they, in many respects, you could say should work their way deep into the tournament. But waiting up ahead is Camas. But still, they have to get past the Richland Bombers. The Richland boys were winners earlier today with a victory taking place over Union. So we'll see if the Richland Bombers can have, well, another win of their own and perhaps take away, well, 2 teams heading into the quarterfinals. Perhaps that would be huge if the Bombers are able to pull off an incredible upset here.
And it wouldn't be unheard of that a number 1 seed loses the regional, loses the opening round. It happened last year in the 2As. The Tumwater T-Birds were the team to beat. They lost 2 in a row and got bounced on the first day of the tournament in Yakima. So now the Woodinville Falcons are trying to not repeat what the T-Birds did, and they're hoping that it isn't a thing with birds, because that could be a big effect there.
Shout out to the Burlington Edison Tigers who pulled off that upset in that first round matchup and opened the door for Ellensburg. And they're still the team to beat in 2A, and they haven't lost all year. But enough about the 2A, the 1A, Linden Christian, Ellensburg, and Burlington Edison. Let's take a look at this 4A matchup. Maybe a little bit of a dosage of some of the starters first for Richland.
Let's go with the visiting Richland Bombers. They are in the green, gold, and black, looking a lot like the Seattle Supersonics. Kylie Kukis A 5'9", or a 5'4" freshman guard gets the start. Maggie Smith, a 5'7" senior guard. Lexi Hay, a 5'8" senior forward. Kaylee Fox, a 5'11" senior guard. And Mackenzie Schultz, a 5'10" sophomore forward. Their head coach is Amy Westerfield. Assistants Michael Minucci, Ryan Simmelink, Haley Turner, Mariah Gobil, and Sydney Sechka. Sorry, Sydney, I ruined your name. The Woodinville Falcons, their starters, 5'5" senior 80 Segadelli, 5'11" junior Layla Karmanovich, 6'2" junior JC Eggers, 5'10" freshman Jaslyn Wilkerson, and 5'10" senior Brooke Beresford. The head coach is Scott Bullock. Assistants Olivia Dewar, Melissa Benton, Sam Moscatel, and Ryan Wilkerson. I have had a chance to see Woodinville. I saw them at the MLK Showcase where they beat, I believe it was Summer. Now, they did beat Sumner 52-42. That was a rematch of the state championship last year, and that was a big win by the Woodinville Falcons. And they were led in that game by Brooke Beresford. She is a load. And then JC Eggers is a monster inside. Blocks, rebounds, and she has great foot movement. Not one of those tall, lumbering 6'2". She can move and get up and down the floor.
See especially the presence of what Eggers can do coming in as a junior, but this is a story for Woodinville and some of their starters. Well, you have 3 seniors in the lineup. Beresford, who had the incredible game in the state championship rematch against Sumner, leading the way as well. And then also Segadelli, another senior for Woodinville, a team that, well, they've won 21 games in a row before being upended by the Jaguars of Emerald Ridge. So maybe another, well, if there's ever a chance to start a new winning streak, this is the time.
This would be the time. All right, that will do it for the pregame show. There is not going to be a national anthem. They played that this morning, only one of those today. So we will go right into the open as the teams get their last-minute adjustments in, talk to the coaches. All that's left to do is tip it off and get this final game of day 1 at the Tacoma Dome underway.
You play all season for this chance to play at the Tacoma Dome, and now this dream finally realized for both these two teams. At Woodinville, they've been there before, winning the state championship last year. Richland trying to pull off an upset for the ages, perhaps.
So it will be J.C. Eggers jumping off with Mackenzie Schultz. Woodinville in the home whites with the blue and light green. Richland in the green, gold, and black. Looking like the Seahawks are taking on the Sonics on the floor.
Soft spot with the Sonics gone.
Ball up, missed, and a rebound taken away by Beresford. Beresford loses it off of her foot, and that's picked up by Kukas. Kukas gets it over to Maggie Smith. Smith goes up, missed. There's a missed shot and a rebound brought in.
Woodinville was letting Kylie Fox go up the wing uncontested.
Woodinville turns it over. Neither team slowing down here. Up the floor. It'll go over to Fox. Kylie to Smith. Surveys back over to Fox. Smith has it over her head. Out to Kukas, drives, no good. Rebound brought in by Karamonovich. drive is Jaslyn Wilkerson. No good, and that'll go out off of Richland and stay with the Falcons. 20 seconds on the shot clock for Woodinville.
Woodinville, one of the higher scoring teams. Lowest scoring output they've had on the season was 52 points.
Ball on the floor and slow to get up is Kukis. Now she's back in the play, and there's the first points of the game. And that is Mackenzie Schultz. No, that was Kylie Fox that got that bucket. The assist goes to Schultz. Beresford shielding off with that off arm. Gets it over to Karmanovich. Short on her shot. Rebound brought in by the Bombers. Smith into the front court. Up to Schultz. Shot up, 3 on the way. No good. Eggers pulls down the board. Gets it over to Beresford. Up quickly to Segadelli, 80 off the glass, no good. Beresford, no, that's not Beresford, that is Karmanovich on the ground, and a jump ball possession stays with the Falcons.
Maybe a staggered start for Woodinville, especially 2 minutes in. Such a high-scoring team held off the scoreboard. Richland staying in pace with that 2-0 lead.
Goes up top and almost stolen. Trying to jump that pass was Kylie Fox.
Great play by Fox to force the play out of bounds. Woodinville still hasn't settled into this game just yet.
With it is Beresford. Hands it off to Wilkerson. Over to Segadelli, 80. Down low to Eggers. Eggers, great find, but can't get the finish. Rebound, Beresford puts it up, no good. Rebound, Karmanovich. Back to Beresford, and there's a reach in going to be called on Hay. Picks up their first foul of the game. Beresford slaps the ball, wants some movement. Count is on. Gets it out. Wilkerson passes up the shot. Takes it out to Karmanovich. Lila over to Wilkerson. Segadelli going inside to Beresford. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Beresford backing down, hits the side of the backboard. Kicks it out to Eggers. 8 seconds. They got to get moving. Segadelli starts to move, and that's stolen. Ends up in the hands of, that was Lexi Hay. And Fox gets her second bucket of the game to make it 4-0. Beresford spins off of one player, puts up a shot, no good. Segadelli goes up and is fouled. Fouled by Kukis.
Unpaid officials for the Richland faithful not too pleased with the call.
That'll send 80 Segadelli to the line. Shooting 2, looking to break the seal for the Falcons. Up and good for Segadelli. And makes them both. 4-2 the lead for Richland. Up the floor goes Maggie Smith. Gets a screen. Smith step back, foot on the line. That's a 2 for Smith. Makes it 6-2. 4:20 to go in the first quarter. Beresford picks up her dribble, gets it over to Wilkerson. Jaslyn spins in the lane, floater, good, falls for her as Wilkerson gets on the board.
What a finish, turning and spinning, and the roll in off the rim.
Looked like she wanted to answer quickly, was Lexi Hay, wanted to step into that shot, and there's a steal by Eggers. JC gets it up the floor quickly. Good find down the floor, and Wilkerson with her second bucket. And there is a 30-second timeout called. It is 6-6 Woodinville and Richland.
Great timeout called by Amy Westerfield. You have an early lead against the #1 seed. No one really expects you to be playing toe-to-toe with Woodinville. And all of a sudden, 4-0 run for Woodinville. Now ties up the game. All of a sudden, mentally, you're thinking you have the lead and you have a cushion. All of a sudden, that is all gone. And now you're dealing with a tie ball game. This could be now an even stretch, especially in what should be a free-for-all, especially as we reach the halfway of the first quarter. Doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like Woodinville is playing all that great. Richland seems to be the better team at this point.
Yeah, Richland pushing the tempo, doing what they want on the floor. Woodinville a little in disarray, but they're doing a little bit too much, trying to be too unselfish. But those 2 free throws by A.D. Segadelli really got them going. That was the thing they needed to get the Falcons on the move. Here comes Schultz. Goes right at Eggers, overthrows, and that's going to be an over and back on Richland. Trying to plead the case was Lexi Hay, saying it got tips, didn't it? No. Good try, not going to buy it. A.D. Segadelli into the front court to Brooke Beresford. And going up but getting stripped was Karmanovich. That'll be a turnover back to Richland.
Both teams playing toe-to-toe especially. Perhaps the nerves, especially more importantly, will have to settle for Richland in this tie ball game.
Up the floor comes Maggie Smith. Maggie into the front court. Gonna drive off the glass, no good. Rebound slapped away, but Eggers able to track it down after Wilkerson lost it. Ball will go to Beresford, to Eggers. J.C. Eggers up top, starts to move now. Eggers gonna go baseline, spins under, can't get the shot to fall. Rebound brought in by Mackenzie Schultz.
Eggers took a lap before missing the attempted shot.
No good. That shot was altered. Couple of Woodinville Falcons in there. Driving coast to coast, and an offensive foul against Karmanovich. Great job getting set down low. And Karmanovich had decided that she was going to go to the hole no matter what.
No scoring for the last few minutes here.
Both teams trying to get their bearings here at the Tacoma Dome. It's a little different in here. There's open air, and there's a steal. Right back on it is Wilkerson, and stolen right back by the Bombers.
Theft 22 on 22. Lexi Hay on the steal.
Almost thrown away. Hay up top. Pull up from the elbow. No good. Eggers pulls the board. Gets it over to Wilkerson. Gets it to Segadelli, pointing directions. Less than 2 minutes to go. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Beresford backing down, goes short. Eggers with the rebound. Eggers up, no good. Rebound brought in by Schultz.
Great defense by Schultz on the outside, able to force the missed shot.
Schultz goes right at Eggers, and JC with the block. So the inside game not working for either side as Beresford tries to go up. No good. Rebound brought in.
They keep trying. Still not working. Will matters change here?
Shot up is good. A quick shot in stride by Hay.
Lexi Hay breaks the scoreless drought.
Eggers across midcourt, pulls up for three right away and answers. J.C. Eggers. 6'2" and finds the range. Less than a minute to go, 50 seconds in the first quarter. Drive by Richland, kick out too long. Ball up the floor to Segadelli. 80 lost it off of her heel. Picked up by Fox. Cross-court pass. Goes to Hay. Head fake. Hay kicks it out up top. Thought about it twice was Smith. Ends up driving inside. And Karmanovich comes down with the ball. Gets it over to Wilkerson. Picks up her dribble. Eggers thought about another three. Instead, she'll drive inside off the glass. Eggers starting to feel it.
5 points already.
It's 11-8 with 4 seconds to go. Richland turns. Shot is up, and that is partially blocked. Wanted a foul call was Lexi Hay. Didn't get it, and at the end of one, it is Woodinville 11, Richland 8. We'll step away and be back after this on the Eli Sports and NFHS networks.
And you're clear. Am I tweeting?
Yeah. Yeah, my phone died in that last game, so I'm not.
Pretty much 3 stars for Woodinville. Segadelli, Eggers,
And Karmanovich.
Karmanovich too. Beresford rather quiet.
Yeah, she can take over, though. Wilkerson playing pretty well.
Back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back to the Tacoma Dome. Tony Davila here along with Josh Kaiser and Danny DeBach as we get set for the second quarter. It'll be Richland ball to start out the second quarter. Ball comes in to Kukis. Gets it over to Hay. Back to Kukis, down low, and that ball is knocked out of bounds off of Woodinville. Checking in was Haley Quiggle for the Falcons. Also in is Paige Morrow for Richland. Ball goes inside, kick out, and that is a travel. Drags that pivot foot by Kukis. Also in is Maya Rowe for Richland. Off the floor, Quiggle gets it over to McCartney Noe. As Noe checked in as well in between quarters. Strip and steal, ball quickly up the floor to Kukis. Left all alone, nobody put a hand in her face. Taking the three was Fox, missed it, but a rebound by the Bombers. Gonna reset, ball kicked out, slapped away by Beresford, up the floor to Quiggle. Quiggle finds Beresford, and Beresford off the glass and good.
First points of the game for her in the second quarter at play. Just a minute in, Beresford on the scoreboard starting to heat up for the Falcons.
Kukis sideways, gets it over to Hay. Long shot and missed everything. Eggers pulls in the board. Morrow took that shot. Noe to Beresford. Beresford collects and is fouled, and she'll go to the line. Shooting 2, see who this foul is on.
Looks like it was going against the senior Paige Morrow.
Huh? I think that's 34. That's Maya Rowe. One too many fingers went up. That was 34, not 44.
There you go. You were right all along.
Not my first rodeo. Beresford missed the first and misses them both. Rebound brought in by Fox. 13-8, Woodinville leads Richland. Smith drives, and that's going to be a foul on Segadelli. Smith was trying to get around her. Segadelli just kept on moving sideways. And 80 picks up her first foul.
Another senior, Maggie Smith, on the drive. And when you lose your balance and you have a trip, chances are something illegal is done. And Smith forces the foul.
Shot up and in. That's a 2 for Richland. I believe that was Fox, and that's her 6th point of the game. It's a 3-point game. Eggers to the corner. Segadelli for 3. No good. Good positioning down low by Schultz, able to shield off and pull in that rebound. 5:45 to go in the first half. 13-10. Woodinville leads, and Eggers throws a mid out there and grabs that one.
J.C. Eggers said, "Look what I found."
And Eggers coast to coast and hits the bucket. 7 points for J.C. Eggers. Maggie Smith up the floor quickly. Jab step got Eggers off of her and put the jumper in her face with Schultz.
First points of the game for Schultz.
Close to an over and back for Eggers, but just got her positioning inside. Segadelli drives, can't finish. Ball tapped away, too many Bombers in the paint. Smith backs out and slows things down. Picks up her dribble. Gets it over to Fox. Side steps. It's Kylie Fox. Down low and thrown away. That time, spinning the wrong way was Smith. Karmanovich started her drive. And there's a timeout called. And it'll be a full timeout called. So we'll take a 30-second timeout. Woodinville up 15-12 on Richland with 4:33 to go. Back after this.
And you're clear.
Yeah, 21 is no-e, not no. There is
No E.
no-e, yeah.
Is she checking in?
Yeah, she's in. She's been playing.
How did I not notice?
She came in. She was one of the subs out of halftime after
Got
the
3,
break.
2, 1.
And welcome back to the Tacoma Dome. Tony Davila here with Danny DeBach and Josh Kaiser. 4:33 to go in the first half, and Woodinville with a 3-point lead on Richland. As we see Beresford go up and get that bucket, her lone bucket of the game. And the answer at the other end by the Bombers. J.C. Eggers showing off her paint skills for the Falcons. Richland will bring the ball up the floor. Maggie Smith got the handoff from Kukas. Smith gets it over to Hay. Lexi pointing directions. Gets it to Smith. Maggie gets a screen and wanted to go back to Hay, but off of her back it goes, and Wilkerson will pick it up. Wilkerson finds Karmanovich in the lane. No good. Beresford muscles the board. Driving is Wilkerson. Back to Karmanovich. Hook in the lane. No good, but she'll go to the line shooting 2. And that foul is on Smith.
What a pass by Jaslyn Wilkerson with the entry feed. It was her initial pass that brought the flurry of attempts for Woodinville to head to the line in the form of Lila Karmanovich.
Karmanovich hits the front end and makes them both her first 2 points of the game. Smith into the front court. No full court press from the Falcons. Step back and just lost the ball going up. Beresford over to Wilkerson. Wilkerson driving, no good. Eggers rebound, put back is good for J.C. Eggers.
Persistence pays off, and JC scores. Give her 9 already in the first half.
Slapped away by Wilkerson, but right back to Maggie Smith. Up top with it is Schultz. Hands it off to Fox. Fox pulls up, no good. Rebound brought in, and Schultz goes up, gets her own board, goes amongst the trees, and Beresford slaps it away as she went up. Beresford trying to get up the floor, needs to watch that off arm. Cross-court pass. Wilkerson for three, no good. Eggers trying to slap it away. Rebound brought in by Kukas. Kylie Kukas quickly into the front court. Gets the ball over to Smith. Maggie gonna drive baseline, kick to the corner. Wide open, left alone, but missing the shot was Lexi Hay. Into the front court goes Noe. McCartney Noe down to Eggers. Eggers got too far under the basket. Hitting the floor was Schultz. And Kukas slows things down going across midcourt. It's a screen from Smith. Over it goes to Fox, and there's the travel.
Momentum starting to slip away from Richland. 7-point deficit against the #1 seed. Substitution into the game for Woodinville.
It's like Maya Rowe checks in. Mackenzie Schultz gonna get a breather. 2 minutes to go in the first half. It's 19-12. Woodinville with the lead. Woodinville, the #1 seed and defending state champions. They're going to keep their season alive. Beresford turnaround, no good. Rebound brought in by Rowe. Now it'll be Kylie Fox running the point for the Bombers. Hands off to Smith. Steps inside the arc. Jumper, no good. Beresford with the rebound. Brooke. Cross court. Karmanovic going to drive baseline. Pulls up. Can't hit the shot, but she'll go back to the line. Shooting two, and that's the second foul on Maggie Smith.
Karmanovic 2 for 2 at the line. Staring into her eyes. Now a chance on the third attempt.
Up and good. Sub getting up to check in. That is Kaya Chang. 5'6" junior checks in. Also checking in for Woodinville is going to be Anna Harris, the 5'6" senior. Eggers going to get a breather.
All 3 of Karmanovic's points have come from the stripe.
Now all 4 of her points have come from the line. In comes Fox into the front court. It's Kylie. Drives, gets the scoop, tried to go coast to coast. Coming out of that is Karmanovic, lost where the ball was, trying to keep her position, and that's going to be a jump ball possession to Woodinville. And that was a smart move by Karmanovic. She wasn't sure if the ball got touched, so she was making sure she stayed on the right side of the half-court line.
Great vision of knowing where the jump ball arrow was pointing towards. By Karmanovic, able to force possession, keep possession with the Falcons.
Beresford trying to back down, less than a minute to go. Karmanovic gets her first field goal of the game.
Taking it to the rack with a reverse layup and the finish. Largest lead of the night for Woodinville at 11.
Karmanovic with 6 points. Driving, trying to was Fox. She'll kick it out instead to Hay. Back to Fox, and that ball got slapped away by the Falcons. 12 seconds on the shot clock. 33 on the game clock in the first half. Lexi Hay inbounds. It'll go to Kylie Kukas. Kukas gets a screen. Now she'll back out. Kicks it over to Rowe. Pulls up for a 3 from distance. That was Fox. And that was a shot clock violation. One official saying count the bucket. The other saying no. Not sure if that was counted.
We'll find out perhaps at the half.
We will, as driving, Woodland can hold for the last shot if they choose. On the ball is Wilkerson. Ball slapped away. 2 seconds, pull up for 2, no good, and that is how the half will end. No, he couldn't hit the shot, and Woodinville with a 23-12 lead at the half over Richland. We will be back with the WOA halftime show coming up next here on the Eli Sports and NFHS networks.
And you're clear.
By the way, the home carpet warehouse ad is a minute.
I didn't play here.
Yeah, play that one coming out of, oh man, scoreboard just went off over here.
23-12.
Forgot the power bill.
First time that's happened on this floor
Yeah.
from my recollection.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen it.
I wonder if it's out on the far side too.
Sounds like they're still going.
You got better ear than I do, Tony.
Well, only 4 points in that quarter for Richland.
12-4. 12-4 the difference.
Yeah.
So you're talking 12 points that Woodinville scored compared to Richland, 12 for the complete half.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good over there.
They're trying to figure out.
Is it 23-12? Okay.
It's, yeah, 23-12.
At least we think it is.
Yeah, I don't know about that one shot.
It looked like a shot clock violation.
Yeah,
from what
and
I
it
could
looked,
sense.
well, the official over here said it was a shot clock violation, but the guy on the line said to count it, and that's why I was like, who?
Did the shot even go in?
The girl that rebounded, she caught it underneath and then put it up and in. And but it doesn't look like they counted it because my points add up. So as far as I know, they didn't count it.
2, 6, 9.
All my stuff adds up, so that's fine.
Yeah, we'll rely with it.
I got about a minute.
Okay.
Where is home carpet? There you are. And then halftime close. Perfect. I was wondering if Richland was going to be able to keep up with the tempo.
Yeah, that first quarter was good, but just too much. Woodinville's so tall.
The height, and I think Woodinville has a little more depth.
Yeah.
Back in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome to the Washington State Officials Association halftime show. Be part of the solution and become a high school and middle school official. All sports are in need and looking for new and energetic people to join the third team. Contact the WOA at WashingtonOfficials.com. Fill out the quick contact form, and a WOA representative will contact you. Or, better yet, go to a game, talk to an official. They can help you out. Talk to your AD, a coach, something, and they will help you put on stripes to call games because you're great at it from the stands. Do it on the floor.
I can't commend especially the efforts the officials put every single night to try and make sure the game is called well, especially making all the rulings. It's no easy task. It's not a job that you earn much of the fanfare, but props to the officials for all the efforts they put, especially over this jam-packed weekend.
Yeah,
we have a game to digest here.
180 games in 4 days is a lot for anybody to go through. 180 in 4 days out of the 3 state championships. That is what goes on in the state basketball tournaments.
So if I'm right on my math, 60 games are being played here in the Dome, 30 for each classification.
Yep, that is how it works out. And then there's going to be another 60 over in Spokane and another 60 in Yakima. Here we've got a good one. The Richland Bombers trail Woodinville 23-12 at the half. It was lining up to be a very good game, but Woodinville was able to withstand Richland's early onslaught to come back and really hold the Bombers to just 4 points in that second quarter.
It was an early 6-2 lead for Richland at one point, and then it was Woodinville that went on a 21-6 run ultimately, and one of the main outliers was that second quarter where Woodinville stretched their lead, holding Richland to only 4 second quarter points. And that's one of the telltale signs, especially from the bare naked eye for Woodinville. Some of the key stars, well, you have to look at some of the key figures. J.C. Eggers has had a great game offensively and defensively too as well. Elila Karmanovich was able to have a great second quarter, scoring all 6 of her points in that second quarter of play. Fantastic effort from her. Segadelli with 2 points in the first quarter of play. And I was really impressed by Jaslyn Wilkerson, especially in the first quarter, but I was more impressed by the efficient passing from Jaslyn Wilkerson. Wilkerson finding the entry lanes. I'm very impressed, especially in this first half of play by her primarily for Woodinville. So for the Falcons, especially after the sluggish start, a great first half, especially for the number 1 seed. They seem to have quite the lead. Now it's going to be up to them if they can contain it.
Yeah, and they were able to lock down. That was the big thing, the number of rebounds. 14 total rebounds for Richland, 28 for Woodinville, 17 defensive, 11 offensive boards. Brooke Beresford doing work inside. She's got 8 rebounds already in this game. J.C. Eggers with 6 rebounds already, 9 points for Eggers as well. So on her way to a double-double for J.C. Eggers. Let's go over these other numbers here. For the Richland Bombers, Maggie Smith with 2 points. Lexi Hay with 2 points as well. Kylie Fox and Mackenzie Schultz each with 4 points. Rebounding, they are led by Mackenzie Schultz with 7 rebounds. And Kylie Kukas with 4 of those. So Kukas doing a good job underneath. 1 steal for Kukas, 4 steals for Lexi Hay already in this one, but the shooting percentage is not good. 22% from the field, 6 of 27 for Richland, 0 of 7 from behind the arc. That's really not helping out. For Woodinville on the other side, J.C. Eggers, the leading scorer, 9 points, 6 boards for her, 2 points for A.D. Segadelli. Layla Karmanovich, 6 points, 7 rebounds in that first half. Also out there, Wilkerson with 4 points. Brooke Beresford with 2, but Beresford also with 8 rebounds in this one. Both teams with 6 steals. Woodinville, though, shooting a little better from the field, 27% from the field, and going 1 of 3 from behind the arc. The other thing, Woodinville, when it wasn't working, they started to drive inside, got to the free throw line. No free throws attempted by Richland in that first half. 6 of 8 from the line from Woodinville. That's what spurred them on and got them going. It was A.D. Segadelli getting to the line, and that broke the seal on the basket, and that's when Woodinville started going and got back into this game.
Segadelli was able to help bring Woodinville, especially, as you said, Tony, driving down the lane. That's something that Richland's not able to counter with, especially we haven't seen that as of yet. So for Richland, in terms of, well, only scoring 12 points at the half, you obviously have to do so much more than simply 12 points to try and win a game, especially against the number 1 seed in the tournament. So for Richland, in terms of answers that I might see, I would want to see more effort, especially in the paint from, well, maybe not more effort, but more production, rather, from Mackenzie Schultz. Schultz will be one of the players, especially in the paint, that can provide for Richland. And also, Kylie Fox has had a lot of great looks, just not producing in terms of the scoring, at least, obviously, only scoring 12 points are the Bombers. So I want to see Kylie Fox make more plays, especially to lead Richland back into this game for their sake. So I would go, my 2 keys will be Schultz along with Fox.
Yeah, that's big. The three bigs for Richland really need to step up. Have it, Fox, Hay, and Schultz need to be bigger. Play bigger because you're playing against Eggers and Beresford and Wilkerson underneath. Eggers is definitely the tallest player on the floor, probably the most physical player on the floor as well. So you're going to have to go around her. But those three bigs for Richland are going to really have to step up. And one of their shooters is going to have to make some shots from the outside for them to get back into this one. All right, that will do it for the WOA halftime show. When we come back, it'll be second half action between Richland and Woodinville after this on the Eli Sports and NFHS networks.
And you're clear. Woo. I think they added more time once they reset the clock or scoreboards.
Okay.
That seemed like a long half.
I know. That I was like, man, this seems like it's going for a long time here.
Oh, I was ready to yak for an entire hour if that's what it took.
Yeah. I really don't want to because I got to be back here at 9 a.m. But we're right down the street, so it's not too
I
bad.
saw you guys got a place close according to the email.
Yeah, it's nice.
I drive home and I go to work in the morning and I'm back here in the evening.
Heck, do you even need to drive?
Me? Yeah.
I was talking about
Oh,
Tony,
Tony?
since he's, 2 minutes away, so.
Did you guys walk here?
No.
No, okay.
No, we had gear and stuff. We're not going to walk anywhere. It's too cold. We're lazy.
Well, it's also Tacoma.
Yeah, and we're like across the bridge, so we'd have to cross it. Yeah, so it was like, no, we're not going to.
Kidding me? I'm worried about walking back in the parking lot.
Oh, I know. Man, it is super sketch-tacular out there.
I have some words I can say. I won't say them. And, boy, if I could go on a rant,
You got 10 seconds.
give me a phone and then I'll just start rambling.
Back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back to the Tacoma Dome, the Woodshed here in Tacoma. Tony Dively here with Danny DeBach and Josh Kaiser. Richland will start off with the possession to start the second half. On the ball is going to be Kylie Fox. She'll get it in to also Kylie Kukas, that is, though. Kukas up top, back to Fox. Down low and knocked away by Karmanovich, but picked right back up by Maggie Smith. 17 seconds and a good find down low. Schultz off the glass and good.
Fearless pass from Maggie Smith for the finish for Schultz.
The other one out there is Lexi Hay. Up the floor goes J.C. Eggers. Eggers to Brooke Beresford. Beresford got the ball knocked away, gets it right back, drives, and no good. And then she was out of bounds before. She was still out of bounds when she got that loose ball. 80 Segadelli, Jaslyn Wilkerson, J.C. Eggers, Lila Karmanovich, and 80 Segadelli, the 5 on the floor for Woodinville. Maggie Smith into the front court. Smith off the glass, can't get it to fall. Eggers with the board and a steal, goes off the foot, but kept it alive. Kylie Fox. Fox turns one way, kick out. Swings around, there's a 3 on the way, and hitting from distance is Lexi Hay. First 3 made by the Bombers.
That's one way to turn things around. A 5-0 run right off the bat from the Bombers.
Eggers. Beresford tells her go the other way. Beresford gets it right back. Gets the ball over to Wilkerson, drives high off the glass, and Wilkerson answers.
She can do it all from the passing to the scoring through the physicality of Richland. Wilkerson on the board in the second half of play.
Kukas gets it out to Smith. Maggie goes to Fox. Fox with the jab step, gonna drive. Goes up and is blocked by Eggers. That ball will go out of bounds and stay with Richland. They're going to let Smith fix her flat tire before they continue. And back it goes to Schultz. Schultz will pull up for 3. Nobody was open. And pulling in the rebound, but stealing it away was Eggers. Coming down with the rebound was Smith. Eggers got a lead pass up, follow up by Karmanovic. Can't finish. Karmanovic, turnaround jumper again. Rebound put back, never giving up for Woodinville.
Karmanovic got the finish, but it was Segadelli who ignited the offensive play.
Shot missed. Segadelli comes down with it, gets it up to Beresford, finds Karmanovic off the glass. Good ball movement.
Did Segadelli go between the legs on that entry feed? What a pass.
What a pass and a quick timeout by Richland as Woodinville has jumped to a 12-point lead. It's a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it here.
It was a 6-point game at 1 second. The next thing you know, you blink, and now the lead's restored back up to 12.
And it is just team ball. Woodinville passing up the floor. I think that ball touched the floor once last time down the floor. It got to Segadelli, up quickly to Karmanovic. Just great ball movement by the Falcons to start out this second half.
So now, especially if you're Richland, you're jostling back and forth. You're staying pace with Woodinville at this frame early on. What can they do to find that edge against this #1 seed? Woodinville staring at perhaps a 1-2 matchup against Camas and the Papermakers. What can Richland do to nullify those ideas?
Richland going to have to get some stops, start making some shots because they are getting one chance down the floor. They've gotten a better offensive boards here. As there's a kick out. Smith for three, off the mark, no good. Rebound brought in by Wilkerson. Jaslyn quickly up the floor, finds Beresford running. Beresford tried to come back in. There's a rebound by Smith. Gets it up the floor quickly to Fox. Fox coast to coast and good for Fox.
What a move to usher her way right past Wilkerson for the finish.
And there's a steal. Coming up with that one is Hay, Lexi Hay. Off the steal, drives down the floor and gets the bucket. She's got 7 points in the game now, and it's an 8-point lead for Woodinville. Falcons driving. Karmanovic through the legs, kick over. Segadelli for three, no good. Rebound, Fox. Fox will toss the ball up to Maggie Smith. Into the front court. Smith looks to the coaching staff for the play. Schultz goes at Eggers, lost it for a second, getting pressured by Wilkerson. There's a three made, second made three by Lexi Hay.
7-0 run from Richland. They're right back in this game.
And Hay with 10 points here in the quarter, or with 10 points in the game, 8 in this quarter. Segadelli drives, floater, good.
Great way to respond to the 7-0 run. Segadelli
gets her first bucket of the game, first field goal. She's got 4 points. Hard pass inside will roll. And a three is made by Schultz. Nobody going to close out. I'll take that.
Richland's three-pointer starting to click.
And it's a 4-point game. Woodinville with the lead. Segadelli to Eggers. Eggers surveying. There's going to be a foul inside called on Fox, holding on to Beresford. And subbing in, Maya Rowe checks in. Schultz will check out. Eggers from the corner, no good. Fox will box out Beresford and get the ball over to Rowe. Kukas into the front court, hands it over to Smith. 2:50 to go in the third quarter. Smith gonna drive and hits the bucket.
Right past Eggers, Smith on the finish.
And it's a 2-point game, 31-29. Woodinville with the lead. Ball goes into Eggers. JC off the glass and good.
What an individual effort. First points of the half for JC Eggers. Brings us back to a 2-possession game.
She's now into double figures, has 11 points for the game. Smith takes the three and hits it. And it's a
response.
1-point game. Went from no threes to 4 made in this third quarter by Richland. Beresford to Karmanovic. Great move by Karmanovic. Couldn't get the finish. Segadelli will run down the loose ball. Gets it to Beresford. Back to Segadelli. 80. Gonna drive. 80 Segadelli will go down and lose it out of bounds.
Great defense by Kylie Kukis. Watches Segadelli send that ball out of play. And now all of a sudden Richland with a chance for the lead back.
They led early, trying to take this lead back with 1:40 to go in the third quarter. Kukis over to Smith. Smith drives and is blocked by Eggers. And Segadelli will knock the ball away. It will stay with Richland, but they've got 11 seconds on the shot clock.
Alert play by Kylie Kukis to keep the play alive for the Bombers. Now another chance with a possession.
Smith checks out. Schultz checks in for Richland. And checking in for Woodinville is going to be Noe. That's McCartney Noe. Kukis. 7 seconds to work with for Fox. Gets blocked while she's going up, or either that or lost it. And Coach Westerfield not impressed. Throw in 3 seconds to go. Quickly puts it up in the air. Does hit rim. Reset of the shot clock. Board pulled in by Lexi Hay. Richland. Hay, shot up and good, and Richland retakes the lead.
They've climbed the ladder down by 12. They rally back, and now they have the lead.
Driving is Beresford. Brook off the glass, and they take the lead right back.
Silent in the first half. Great finish from Beresford to take the lead back for the #1 seed.
Kukis gets the ball over. 3 on the way from Fox. No good. Rebound. Richland trying to get there, and that's going to be a tie-up. Jump ball goes over to Woodinville. Segadelli checks back in, and so does Smith. Segadelli for Woodinville, Smith for Richland. Beresford going to get a break. I didn't see who took a seat for Richland. Up the floor. Here comes Wilkerson. She works on Hay. Wilkerson all the way. Nobody stopped her, and Wilkerson scores.
It was Richland expecting the pass.
And there's a steal by Karmanovic. With 23 seconds to go, Karmanovic slows things down. Gets it over to Noe. Eggers straightaway 3. Hits J.C. Eggers. Second made 3, and just like that, it's a 6-point lead for Woodinville. 40-34, 7 seconds. Ball tapped away. Wilkerson picks it up, gets it up the floor to Noe. Noe off the glass and good at the buzzer. And what a way to close out the quarter for Woodinville. They lost the lead, and now they are up by 8. 42-34 at the end of the third quarter. Woodinville with the lead. Will step away and be back after this.
And clear.
7-0 run to close out the quarter.
Wow. What a close.
Or was it 7? No, 9-0 run. Richland took the lead at 34-33.
Yeah.
9-0 run to close out. Wow.
They did outscore Woodinville in that quarter. 22-19.
Doesn't feel like it.
Well, they started hitting threes. They had 12 points off of threes in that quarter. They still haven't gone to the free throw line, though, Richland.
Sheesh. But yeah, you said it there, Tony, the 3 ball. That's what's brought them reasonably into contention.
Yeah, about 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back to the Tacoma Dome. Tony Davila here with Danny DeBach and Josh Kaiser as we are Set to go the last fourth quarter of day one. State tournament wrapping up here. Day one, cut inside, can't get the finish, and Woodinville with the rebound, getting up the floor. Wilkerson to Beresford, Segadelli in the corner. And that ball was kicked, and that will reset the shot clock for Woodinville. But as we were saying in that break, a 9-0 run by Woodinville to end the third quarter. Richland took the lead 34-33, and then Woodinville got fired up and came back.
Well, if you're Richland, you have to take away some of the positives. You started out the second half of play down by 12. You've cut that down to 8. But when you talk about momentum, having a lead and then just a minute later, you find yourself trailing by 8 again. You talk about having the mental courage. Richland needs that, especially right now more than ever.
Harmonovich drives, can't get the finish. Beresford goes up and is fouled by Schultz, and Beresford will go to the line, shooting 2. Over 2 from the line. Oh, no, that was called on Kukas.
Kukas is called on the foul instead. You and I both thought it was going to be Schultz. Instead, Kukas.
And Beresford hits the front end of the free throws. Eggers will check back in. Harmonovich takes a seat. Beresford knocks them both down, and it's a 10-point lead for Woodinville. Maggie Smith into the front court. Smith spins, picks up her dribble, needs help, kicks it over to Kukas. Kukas finds Fox. Fox jumper, no good. Rebound through the trees, coming up with it, and there's a foul inside. Schultz will go to the line, shooting 2. I believe this is going to go against Wilkerson, and it will go against Wilkerson. These are the first free throws of the game for Richland, and Schultz missed the front end.
Well, the story here, you can't judge free throws, especially from simply 2 attempts.
Up and good on the back end for Schultz. 9-point game, 44-35, 7 minutes to go. Wilkerson picks up her dribble, gets it over to Eggers. Looking for Beresford. Finds Beresford for 3, and good. Brooke Beresford. She's got 9 points in the game. Maggie Smith into the front court. Gets it over to Fox. Kylie Fox rolls, drives, hits the underside of the backboard. Beresford quickly up the floor to Wilkerson. Wilkerson just lost her footing going up. And back in is Karmanovich. Out goes Noe.
So good to see you look at Noe again.
Up the floor comes Maggie Smith. To Fox. Smith drives and had her shot altered by J.C. Eggers.
Great work from Karmanovich to penetrate half court against the pressure. We'll see a lot from Richland, down by 12.
Karmanovich drives, hits the bucket, and will go to the line for an and one. That foul is called on Maggie Smith. That's her third. Karmanovich with 12 points in the game. Make it 13. She's got the baker's dozen. She's 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Smith. Kick over 3, long 3 on the way from Hay. Rebound brought in by Eggers. Gets it over to Segadelli. To Karmanovich. Behind the back, kick over Eggers. Segadelli to Beresford. Bounce pass inside, and backing down was Eggers. No good, and she is fouled by Schultz, and Eggers will go to the line, shooting 2.
Eggers so far on the night. First foul for Schultz. First look at the line for Eggers. Meanwhile, talk about icing the free throw shooter.
It'll be a full timeout called. 15-point lead for Woodinville, 50-35, 5:31 to go. We will step away and be back after this.
Okay, you're clear. Let's do a 30 for you. What do you want?
Yeah.
Got 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to the Tacoma Dome. Tony Davila here along with Danny DeBach and Josh Kaiser. Woodinville with a 50-35 lead. It seems like every time Richland makes a push to get back into this one, Woodinville answers and extends that difference.
Every single time we seem to believe that Richland is counted out, they've come back. But now they're facing their largest deficit so far, down by 15. But I wouldn't count this Richland team out. They've proven it time and time and again. But we'll see what happens, especially in this fourth.
Eggers nails the first free throw.
Icing the free throw shooter. Not phasing J.C. Eggers on the first attempt.
She misses the second one. Rebound brought in by Schultz. 2.5 minutes in to this fourth quarter, and Richland has 1 point in the quarter. That was a Schultz free throw. Maggie Smith with it. Smith backs out. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Got to get moving. It'll go over to Fox. Jab steps on Segadelli. Step back 3. Good splash.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered. If you're Richland, you need the 3 ball to work. And it's Fox on the conversion.
Fox has 9 points. Segadelli down low to Eggers. Eggers breaks that one, and that is out of bounds. And it will stay with Woodinville. Got slapped away from behind. Beresford will look to inbound. She'll go up top to Segadelli. Back to Beresford. Beresford to Karmanovich. Back to Beresford, driving baseline. Reverse layup, no good. Ball tapped over. Put back is no good by Wilkerson. And the board brought in by Schultz.
Gotta score quick here if you're the Bombers.
Kukas back for a 3. Stepping back was Fox. Heat check. No good. Now trapped in the corner, and there's going to be a foul. That'll either be Beresford or Wilkerson. And it looks like they'll call Wilkerson or Beresford for that. Her first. Second team foul on Woodinville. Richland. Inbound is stolen by Eggers. Eggers with quick hands. Ball goes across midcourt. Segadelli to the corner to Karmanovich. Karmanovich going to drive, goes short. Got too far under the basket. Smith into the front court for Richland. Gets it over to Hay. Thought about pulling up for 3. Good closeout made her think twice. Ball goes over to Fox, back to the corner. Head fake by Hay. Back to Smith, 5 seconds. Over to Schultz. Got to get moving and blocked by Eggers, and that's a shot clock violation. What a block by Eggers, but Richland, you can't take the clock down that far. You got to make shots and make them quick. Down by 13. Ball up the floor, and Wilkerson drives, no good. Ball tapped into the air. Karmanovich comes down with the rebound. Beresford with it. To Wilkerson it goes. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Beresford. 7 seconds. Beresford cross court. Wilkerson catch and shoot three is partially blocked, and Karmanovich catches it but can't get the shot off. So there's a shot clock violation on both sides, but that's in Woodinville's favor because they have the lead right now.
Clock's your friend if you're the Falcons, so you don't care if you have a shot clock violation as long as you maintain the lead. And well, when you have a 13-point lead, you can do those kinds of things.
Deep three from Maggie Smith, no good. Beresford with the rebound. Beresford into the front court. And a timeout going to be called by Woodinville before they can take a shot, and it will be a full timeout. Woodinville up 51-38 on Richland, 2:33 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll be back after this on the Eli Sports and NFHS networks.
And you're clear.
Why? I don't know why you let that shot clock bleed if you're Richland.
Yeah.
You gotta shoot it quick. You can't. Shot clock violation's the last thing you want to have on a possession. That's the worst case scenario. Turnover, miss the shot. Who cares? You gotta put something up.
If you're gonna pass the ball around, Kukas has to run the point and distribute very well. Smith can hit threes. Hay can hit threes. Fox can hit threes. Schultz can hit threes. Kukas, no points on the floor. You have to distribute.
You got 6 seniors for this Richland team. Oh, that's terrible.
Got 5 seconds. 3,
Glad our
2,
mics aren't on.
1.
And welcome back to the Tacoma Dome. Tony Davila here with Danny DeBach and Josh Kaiser. 2:33 to go in the fourth quarter. Woodinville up 51-38 on Richland. And the Falcons have the ball with 23 seconds to go on the shot clock. Beresford tosses it into Eggers. Gets it over to Wilkerson. It's a screen from Beresford. Wilkerson over to Segadelli. Back to Beresford. To Karmanovich. And Karmanovich gets the ball stolen. Up the floor goes Fox. Fox, Euro off the glass is good.
Unbelievable effort from Kylie Fox forcing the steal, and now the deficit cut to 11. Watch the pressure from the Bombers.
Ball stolen from behind by Smith, and Smith traveled.
Oh, no.
She wanted to pass that down low to Fox, but making up ground was Wilkerson to cut off that passing lane.
You have the steal. You have a chance to try cut the deficit all the more.
Segadelli is fouled at midcourt, trying to split a double team. Schultz picks up her second foul. Inbound goes to Eggers. JC goes one way and then switches to the opposite, sets a screen for Wilkerson. Reaching in and ball taken away, and now there's a scrum for it. Jump ball possession stays with Woodinville. 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Very impressed by Richland. They have not given up their fight regardless of the scoreboard, especially with producing some steal opportunities.
And it looks like a timeout going to be called by Woodinville. They want to talk things over, figure something out, and it will be another full timeout with 1:38 to go here in the fourth. They want to talk things over. We'll keep it here. 51-40, Woodinville with the lead. And that's one that 14 seconds left. You've already had one shot clock violation here in this one. Inbound well, get the ball where it needs to go, and distribute. Put up points if you're Woodinville. And then at the other end, you got to watch for that trailer slapping the ball away from behind. That's happened a couple of times for Richland.
And we've seen that too, especially. But so, story here, you got to have, well, you were dead dormant with the 3-ball, especially in the first half if you're Richland. Hey, if you're going to work your way back in this game, you have to have shots from three-point territory to work your way back into it. You're counting possessions. You're going to be heading to the line, especially Woodinville sitting with 2 fouls, Richland with 5. So working their way on the foul count, we could see very easily Woodinville in the bonus pretty soon.
Yeah, that's something that Richland, and that's probably what Woodinville's coach is telling them is expect some fouls to come in. They're going to start fouling, and that's Coach Bullock. He knows how to win a championship. He won one last year. Backdoor it goes. Wilkerson is fouled going up by Kukas, and that's her 3rd foul, and that isn't the foul you want to give if you're Richland. You foul away from the ball. You don't foul a shooter.
So not only now you're essentially in the bonus if you're Woodinville, because no entry feed on any sideline. Wilkerson good on the first free throw.
And makes them both. She's up to 10 points for the game. It's a 13-point lead for Woodinville. Smith into the front court. Picks up her dribble, down low. Turnaround is no good, but that is a foul by Karmanovich. That's her 2nd, and that will send Schultz back to the line, shooting 2.
1 for 2, last trip up for Mackenzie Schultz. Taking place early on in this second half of play.
It's that one. Into the game for Woodinville is Anna Harris. Out goes Adi Segadelli. And missed the back end. Eggers with the rebound. Beresford into the front court. Beresford kick to the corner. Karmanovich.
Want to use that clock here if you're Woodinville.
Wilkerson over to Harris. Anna get it to Karmanovich, and jumping in front of that pass was Schultz. There's the steal. Ball up the floor quickly to Fox. Off the glass, can't get the finish. Follow-up is good. Schultz. Rebound put back. And it's a 10-point game with a minute to go, less than a minute to go. And there's a steal from behind by Kukas.
Need a 3 quick.
Catch and shoot 3 on the way. And Eggers able to box out on Schultz. What a box out by J.C. Eggers.
Oh, gotta make another steal again if you're Richland.
Ball comes in. Harris quickly tosses it over to Beresford. Beresford into the front court to Eggers, and Eggers will slow things down. And Eggers is tied up, and the jump ball possession goes over to Richland. 34 seconds to go, and it's a 10-point lead. And if you're Richland, you are channeling your inner Reggie Miller. You need a bunch of threes in a very short amount of time. Here comes Kukas into the front court. Cross court goes to Fox for 3 and hits.
There you go, 16 on the night. Another 3-pointer, 2nd of the night for Fox.
There's a hard foul by Schultz on Eggers.
Putting Woodinville in the bonus now.
Eggers will go to the line for a 1-and-1. J.C. Eggers, 1 of 2 from the line. Up and good on the front end of the 1-and-1. That makes it an 8-point lead for Woodinville. Hits them both. 18 seconds to go, Richland. And up the floor comes Kylie Fox, steps into a 3, off the mark, misses wide. And 10.7 seconds to go. Karmanovich to inbound to Beresford. On the ground, Beresford picks it back up. Woodinville just launches it up the floor. Richland gonna pick it off. 2 seconds. Fox for 3 and no good, and that is how the game ends. Woodinville survives, and they come away with a 55-46 win over the Richland Bombers. We'll talk more in the post-game show, the Aldersons Awards West Printware's post-game show, coming up next on the Eli Sports and NFHS networks.
Okay, we're clear. I had a couple more to play, so it's about 4 minutes, but
That's
we're
fine.
the last game.
Yeah, it's the last game. Who cares?
Congratulations to Jasmine and Jasmine. Thank you for your support of this state championship event. For the benefit of those fans around you who may see your section later, please clean up your area and use the trash bins. Visit WIAA.com/state basketball for more information about this.
Fox, MVP.
Yeah.
Senior, no doubt.
I would say Eggers.
I don't want to say Eggers because she got a lot of free throw out. Yeah, you got to go with Eggers.
I mean, she had blocks. She had to have a double-double.
I don't want to go with the obvious choice, you know. But
Yeah, Beresford played well, but 9 points for her. Karmanovich was off. She had 13 points. She was perfect from the line, but she took a lot of shots to get to that 13 points. And Wilkerson was good, but I think just Eggers' presence just separates her from everybody else.
like I said, I always try and give. Yeah, no, it's got to be Eggers.
Yeah, Woodinville, Harris got in. Beresford will play a better game throughout because now they're in the double elimination part.
You ready for this? Bottom half of the bracket.
Oh,
You have. Oh my
I
goodness.
picked Camas before the season even started to win the championship.
Now you got the top three seeds on the bottom half. Eastlake going up again. Oh my word! This tournament's wide open. Wide open. On the top half.
Have you seen the 2A boys bracket?
Uh-oh, what happened?
Upsets aplenty. There are so many upsets in the 2A boys.
Well, I saw Tumwater technically upset Renton.
Yeah, Tumwater upset Renton. I think the 11 seed won. There's so many in the 2As that someone posed like, oh yeah, they got the seeding right in the 2A, and then it's like an eye roll emoji.
I was surprised to see Tumwater got like 11 or 12 seed.
Yeah,
I only did a few of their games, but they looked good.
they were ranked so high throughout the season. I don't know what knocked them down.
I don't know. I mean, they had losses, but they were against like 4As and 3As, and I think one was like a 5A from Utah. Like they went to some big tournament.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is a jagged tournament.
We still got about a minute.
Outside of Pullman and Mark Morris, the highest remaining seed.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened? Wait,
Everybody got upset. Seaholm got beat by North Kitsap.
Anacortes, the 2 seed, lost to Enumclaw?
Anacortes lost back-to-back games. They lost the regional and they lost the first round as the 2 seed.
I don't know. I don't get this.
Yeah, it's wild.
But let's focus on 4A girls. Whoever comes out of, well, this is Eastlake's tournament to lose. You're going up against an 11 seed in Bellarmine Prep. You're going to go up against either Kamaikan or Emerald Ridge, both of which are not high up as seeds. But like I said, who knows, especially with how this tournament's been going. So
Yeah,
I'm out of ideas.
up for grabs.
You got 10 seconds.
Okay.
I don't get this.
And 5, 4, 3, 2.
It's time to wrap this broadcast up with the Aldersons Awards West postgame show. For trophies, awards, t-shirts, and so much more, go to aldersons.net for their full catalog. It's also their 50-year anniversary down in Chehalis, so visit them. Aldersons, they're good people. Tom Alderson, Alex Alderson, all of them good people there at Awards West. Tony Davila here along with Danny DeBuck and Josh Kaiser. Your final score, Woodinville 55, Richland 46. Every time Richland made a push, Woodinville had an answer. And what a game between these two teams.
And this was a game that, especially in the first half, you saw momentum runs on both ends of the floor. First for Richland, they opened out to an early lead. And Woodinville, especially with a resurgent end, especially in the first half of play to close out the second quarter. And an advantage of 23-12 at the half. And then right out of the gate in the third quarter, Richland came back and had their first lead at 34-33. And then Woodinville, all of a sudden, 9-0 run, completely upends the entire run. That frame really changed the game. I'd say that's where the game was won and lost ultimately.
Yeah, that is where it was won and lost in this one. And it was a valiant effort by Richland, just a little bit too much to overcome. They did start hitting threes in the second half. They shot a lot better in the second half. They shot almost 40%. They were 22% in the first half. So for the game, they shot 31% in total, 27% from behind the arc in the second half. That's great. Shot some free throws in the second half as well, got to the line. So Richland has a lot to be proud of here. That they had a lot of rebounds, 28 rebounds, but they still got out-rebounded by 20 boards. 48-28, Woodinville dominating the boards in this game.
Well, the story was it was in the first half of play where the rebound domination was provided by Woodinville. They led by 14, so only being out-rebounded by 6 in the second half of play. So a little bit more closer in terms of the rebounds. But, yeah, the rebounds really defined this game. And that's how it was Woodinville to have those leads and those surges, especially late in the first half and the third quarter, too, as well. Those two runs, I tell you, if it wasn't for that, we might be looking at a different ball game here.
That we would. All right, let's go over these final numbers. We'll start with the Richland Bombers. Their leading scorer was Kylie Fox with 14 points. Maggie Smith put in 7. Lexi Hay had 12, and Mackenzie Schultz with 13. Schultz did have the double-double, 13 points, 11 boards for Schultz in this one. 4 rebounds for Lexi Hay, but other numbers coming in. Kukas 2 assists, Smith 2 assists, Schultz with 2 assists as well. Block shots, no block shots, steals, 13 steals in this game. Lexi Hay had 6 of them for the Richland Bombers, 2 for Kukas, 2 for Smith, and 3 for Kylie Fox.
Commendable performance from Richland. You have 6 seniors in the lineup, including Kylie Fox. Fox had quite the game. Lexi Hay as well with those 6 steals. And then followed up by Maggie Smith, another senior, as well. That is the picture, especially for Richland, with the seniors closing out their careers with the Bombers. And if there's ever a way to go out against the number 1 seed, that's a harsh reality for the ending for Richland, how the tournament was shaped out. Having the 1 seed losing in a regional game, then forces you as a 9 seed to go up against the 1 seed right off the bat. Tall order for Richland, and their performance very much commendable.
Very, very commendable in this one. For the Woodinville Falcons, their leading scorer was J.C. Eggers, 17 points for Eggers. 80 Segadelli put in 4 points. Layla Karmanovich with 13. 2 points for McCartney Noe. Jaslyn Wilkerson with 10, and Brooke Beresford with 9. Rebounds, double-double for Karmanovich. Almost double-double for Beresford. Needed 1 more point, and she would have had that double-double. Had 11 rebounds. Segadelli had 3. Karmanovich led them with 12, but there are 6 unaccounted for rebounds for the team rebounds. Eggers, 9 boards, 6 boards for Wilkerson, and 11 for Beresford. Assists, they had 6 assists in this one. Segadelli with 2, and then everybody else with 1 or less. Block shots, 3 block shots for J.C. Eggers in this one. 3 block shots also for Brooke Beresford. Steals, 4 for Eggers, 2 for Karmanovich, 3 for Wilkerson. 10 steals in this game for Woodinville. They shot 35% from the floor, 40 83% from behind the three-point line, and 82% from the free throw line. 14 of 17 from the line. Rebounds, 20 rebound differential in favor of Woodinville. Free throws, 14-2 made in favor of Woodinville. 3-point points, 9 for Woodinville, 18 for, oh yeah, because they only had 3. Woodinville only made 3 3-pointers in the game. Second chance points, 10-5 for Woodinville. Lots of things going right for the Falcons in this one. All right, it is time now to name our MVPs of the game. Our MVPs are brought to you by Thorbeck's Wellness Center in Chehalis, Centralia, and South Bend. Strong today, stronger tomorrow, strongest together at Thorbeck's. And for the Richland Bombers, we had a chance to talk it over, but looking at some of these numbers, it could make a difference here. I really like Lexi Hay and how she played.
You know, it was in Super Bowl 12, if you remember, Tony, that it was a great performance by the Dallas Cowboys defense that they didn't know who to give the MVP to, so they gave it to Randy White and Harvey Martin. So I'm going to call an audible. I'm going to give 2 co-MVPs to 2 seniors for Richland, Kylie Fox and Lexi Hay, both with great games all around for both these two sides, not only offensively, but also, Tony, defensively.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Hay and Fox both played excellent throughout this game, gave it their all, led the team in scoring, and a lot of other stats. For the Woodinville Falcons, that one, to me, it's a little bit easier. J.C. Eggers, 17 points. I'm sure she had a double-double. One of those missing free rebounds that went to the team probably goes to Eggers, but those 4 steals, being 6'2" and getting 4 steals, and the 3 block shots, huge. Brooke Beresford, very close second in the MVP. Karmanovich, 4 of 11 shooting, didn't have the best shooting night. Beresford as well, 3 of 12 from the field, not so great. Eggers went 6 of 11. I think Eggers was just so productive in this game.
Hard not to argue. Well, Eggers has done it defensively with 3 blocks, 4 steals. And on the offense, you're the leading scorer. You got to go with Eggers, but now that leads into the picture. Yeah, no question. J.C. Eggers, amidst all the great stars that this Woodinville team has, now they'll be able to revamp and bring it all forward tomorrow in what should be, well, a great 1-2 matchup that we see early on in the quarterfinals, and that really switches up the bracket, especially in terms of the 4A fray. You got Camas, the Papermakers, going up against the Woodinville Falcons. That was supposedly going to be perhaps a championship match. Now since Emerald Ridge upset Woodinville, everything changes.
Yeah, Richland was probably prepared completely to play Emerald Ridge before that game happened, and they had to change up who they were playing, and they were not expecting that outcome. And now it will be a 1-2 matchup. It happened with the boys last year. Garfield-Auburn met. Auburn got the win over Garfield. Auburn goes on to win the title. They were the number 2 seed.